Hi Aries, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for September 2019. This month I'm using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Aries Sun, Aries Ascendant, and Aries Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to make more sense to you than your sun sign will. So all that being said, Aries, now on to your September 2019 Psychic Tarot reading. First card you have, Aries, in your reading today is the Nine of Rods. And the Nine of Rods is being prepared and ready for battle. This could be being suspicious of someone or a situation. It could also be getting organized and getting your ducks in a row in some manner, getting things aligned. You may feel like you're having to figure a lot of things out in September. And for some of you, you may feel like you're having to figure out these things alone. Either you don't have a partner to help you out, or, you know, people are MIA and you're like, I got to figure all this stuff out myself. And some of you, Aries, are coming to some kind of conclusion that something is not quite what it seems. This could have something to do with your family matters. You may feel like there's been a lot of wishy-washy behavior or wishy-washy thinking, or people behaving in out of character, or behaving in some kind of unusual manner. That is all encompassed in that, you know, things may not be quite exactly what you think or how they seem, especially in regard to family in September. Some of you are really holding on to an idea, and you're like, you know what, is this idea really good for me anymore? Like, it could be a plan you wanted to have, a relationship you wanted to be in, a job you wanted to pursue, a career path you wanted to go down, a living situation that you're in. I feel like you're holding on to something. You've been holding on to something kind of tightly, and now you're trying to assess, is this really good for me anymore? I get that energy for you in the month of September. You may have some issues that you've been like back and forth, especially at work or with family, and like going round and round with your boss, or going back and forth with coworkers, or going back and forth with family members. And it may have caused you, or it may be causing you in September or moving forward, to divide your time between two places. It could be two living spaces. It could be two job locations. Maybe where you work, there's, you know, they're making you go to another location, and then you got to still go back to the one you're normally at. I don't know, but I get that kind of like a little bit of contention, or not seeing eye to eye with either bosses or family members, and then going round and round about it, and having to divide your time between two places also comes up here. And I get the feeling like in September, you're going to have this amped up feeling of urgency. Could be anxiety, but it could be urgency, like, I got to get this completed, or I got to get this going, a project going, or something you want going. But like, time is of the essence. A real sense of not wanting to waste time with things and wanting things to move forward or get on with things energy is around you. You have the Wheel of Fortune next. This is karmic wheels of fate turning in your favor. Planets in the heavens, spirit guides around you, conspiring to give you karmic good fortune. This can also be the ups and downs of karma. There is somebody that's going to be talking to you about a proposal, or it could just be a family member that's doing it. I don't know who's doing it, but I get that whoever this is that's like kind of like presenting something to you, you're going to like see right through them. I get that. And I feel that you're going to feel like this person wants something from you. Because I see you going, what is it they want? Do they want my time? Do they want my energy? Do they want my money? You're going to feel like somebody's on a fishing expedition with you or a mission. But like I said, I get that you're going to have the ability to see right through them. So I don't feel like somebody's going to pull the wool over your eyes in this situation. You're going to feel like you need to catch your breath. I feel like in September, you're going to feel like you're juggling so many things. Like, oh man, I got so many things going on. I just see really busy, and a lot of juggling could be of your schedule and your time, but really super busy in September. Some of you are going to start a whole new practice. It could be a practice of yoga, a practice of meditation, a practice of a different kind of diet change, a practice of spirituality. It could be new work practices. It could be new practices you want to do in your everyday routine or exercise routine. But instituting and starting new practices come up around you in the month of September. And I do feel that you're going to feel like you have to do too much work. I feel that some of you Aries are going to feel a little put upon, like people may be dumping their workload or responsibilities on you, or just that either in your home environment or at work, they're going to start like, hey, Aries, we got more stuff for you to do. Here you go. Like somehow you're going to have that kind of like, hey, I feel like people are dumping responsibilities on me. It could even be coming from your siblings. If you have an elderly parent that's not well, or you have small children in the home, or they may be like, hey, we need you to go over and see mom every day, or we need you to babysit our child, 5 times a week, or something. Like you're going to have somewhere. If it's not, for some of you, it's happening at work. But for some of you, it's happening at home. For those of you who are single, I do feel there's some kind of like new love life, new love just around the corner. That comes up here right at the tail end as I move on to the next card. So the next card you have is Page of Swords, and this is an air sign person. This is a Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could also be you, Aries, if you have a rising or moon sign that is an air sign. I feel like the air signs are in your life is being a little complicated, or they have a lot of complicated projects and things to do in September. Because I get they're doing complicated things, or their life is just happening to be complicated. Keep in mind, like I said, you're going to be very busy in September. So for some of you, this is your rising or moon sign here. This Page of Swords to me feels like they may need instruction, training, education in some way. So this could be one of your kids, it could be one of your grandkids, or it could be you if your rising or moon sign is an air sign. And I feel like they're going to be talking to somebody that's going to help them get something going, either a new job or a new course of study or a new training program. They're going to be talking to somebody. Could be a school, could be a mentor, could be, I don't know, or if they have a boss and there's training offered through their job. But this Page of Swords is connected to you somehow. It's either you or somebody you care about. And I do feel this Page of Swords is like gathering all the information they can because they're going to use it somehow. Keep in mind, pages can also be adults. They could be young at heart or immature, but pages could also be an adult. And I'm feeling like for some of you, this isn't going to apply to all of you. This is a small portion of you. It could be somebody involved in a legal case. They could be a lawyer, an attorney, a lawyer, or a court case could be that they're involved in some way, and they could be gathering information. They could be somebody working in an official capacity, a private eye, a lawyer, the FBI, the CIA. I don't know, but it could just be somebody in your life and they're gathering information heavily in September for something they're going to do. You know, they may spread lies. They may also be gathering information because they may want to upset the apple cart in some way. They, you know, maybe they're a whistleblower, or they're going to start a ruckus, spreading knowledge and information that they know. Doesn't necessarily mean that ruckus is going to mess you up. It could be in your favor, or it could go against you. This is a general reading, Aries. So why I always say, watch your rising sign, watch your moon sign, watch the sign you're on the cusp of, because many, many times people write me emails and under the comments that they get multiple messages here and there, or it's all there. So see how that makes sense to you. You have the Page of Cups next, and this is a water sign person. This is either a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could also be you, Aries, if you have a rising sign or moon sign that's a water sign. This water sign person to me feels like they're trying to handle a lot of things and maybe handle things on their own. So if this is a child to you or a sibling to you, they may be really stepping out into the world, and you know, maybe they haven't been independent and they're now becoming more independent, or they have a lot of things thrust upon them in their life that they're trying to handle things without having to go to you for help or go to other people for help. I feel like they're asking a lot of questions, and they may be on the same team as the Page of Swords. They could be siblings. They could be working together. They could be business associates and business partners. Because I get the vibe here that the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords have the same agenda, or are on the same page. No pun intended that these are pages, but I do get that. You may feel like a little overwhelmed by them. You may feel like they're a little too much for you to contend with in September, either through their actions, words, and deeds, or they may be like too much emotionally for you to deal with in the month of September or October. I feel like your life needs to like kind of be restructured, and you need to start reallocating your time or dividing your time in different ways. And somehow the Page of Cups is involved, or the Page of Cups is trying to get you to do that. You know, pages can also be messengers and not a particular person. So this Page of Swords could have been giving you messages about truth and wisdom, or untruth and lack of wisdom. The Page of Cups could be giving you a message about love and emotions, or lack of it. I do feel whoever this Page of Cups is to you, that they are going to sparkle and shine in the month of September. And I do feel that they're going to be putting their best foot forward and be attempting to do their finest efforts and work. So I feel like you're going to see this Page of Cups is going to be really, you know, trying really hard, putting forth their best effort, doing a good job in whatever way they can. They could be an employee to you. They could be your child. They could even be your spouse. You have to see or a significant other. You have to see how that makes sense for you. Last card you have for September is the Three of Rods, and the Three of Rods is success. It's waiting patiently for success to come in, or letting go of something so success can come to you. You're going to finally start to see the forest for the trees now. Something you were hoping for or waiting for to come to fruition or to develop is starting. I don't know that it's like your ship is totally coming in. It's starting to develop. If you own your own business, you may be starting to branch out and sell more products, more services, branch out into different markets. Even if you don't work at your own business, you may have to do that for whoever you work for, maybe requiring you to take on more tasks and more duties, more territory, and branching out. Branching out is coming up here, whether you own your own business or whether you work for somebody else. That's coming up here with this Three of Rods. Something you were waiting for to come in, you get the green light. If you were waiting to get a loan, you're going to get it. If you were waiting to get a green card or papers for immigration or a visa, you're going to get it. If you were waiting for a permit or a license, you're going to get it. If you were waiting for an adoption of a child to come through or a pet, you're going to get it. Like something you've been waiting for, or if you applied for a job and you were waiting and you didn't know if it was going to come through, you will get it. And I feel most of you will find this out in September. Some of you, it will be in October. Communication is going to be amped up, and you're going to be dealing with like all new people, or maybe you know some of them already and maybe some of them you don't. But it's going to be, the communication is going to be amped up. And I feel for many of you, it is new people. And it's a lot of communication, like emails, phone calls, blah, blah, blah. If your life is usually like that, then it's just going to be more. If your life isn't usually like that, well, then be prepared, because it's going to be like this phone call, this text message, that text message, that email I got to answer, and now I got to talk to this one and that one. It's all that kind of thing going on. Some of you might feel feverish. So be careful. Be careful of eating seafood. I'm not saying don't eat it, but in particular, I don't even mean fish like swimming fish. I mean also more like mussels, clams, mussels, oysters, scallops, things that are in shells, crab, lobster, but especially like mollusks. You know, mollusks like mussels, clams, oysters, scallops. Those in particular, be careful of that. You may eat one. I'm not saying you're going to get horrible food poisoning, but you may eat one or eat something that makes you feel ill, and then you get feverish. It's possible. Some of you may be talking to higher ups in the government, and it could have to do with some money that's owed back to you through taxes or pensions or disability or something. So some of you may be dealing with or talking to higher ups in some kind of official or government capacity that has to do with some money that you're owed. So let's see how this plays out, Aries. And as I always say, and I'm going to close with this, as a psychic, reading people privately, I see, and I've gotten readings since I was 21 years old. I'm 57 now. So I've had psychic readings for a long time, and I've given them for 18 years. And I can tell you, timing is the thing that's complicated and difficult to predict. Some of the things I'm saying to you here, some of the things I've said to you a year ago could be happening to you right now. And some of the things I'm saying to you now are going to take a year to happen. So it's always good to go back and listen to a year and see, because I get emails about that too. But just keep in mind, you're not all born on the same day, time, month, year. You don't have the same birth chart. You're born in different cities, states, provinces, countries. So timing is not going to be the same for all of you. So just know when these things come up, they're predictions. And some of you may go, wow, that already happened to me last month. Oh, that happened to me 2 months ago. But I'm reading for a general reading, so it can go forward and backwards. Even in private readings, I've seen that happen to me in getting them and giving them. Sometimes something that gets picked up is something that's already happened. So just keep this in mind. And I want to say, as always, thanks for watching. And please like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos to YouTube. And if you would like to get a continuation of this reading where I look into my crystal and give you additional messages and predictions from my spirit guides for the month of September, you can access those videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section in the description box, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo. Also, you can access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu, and all the video series I have listed that are available on Vimeo, the links are on my website. You go to the video series you want, click on your sign, it will take you to that video on Vimeo. I have over 1,400 videos now available on Vimeo. And I have 2 other links below this video if you're interested. I have beginnings and endings, psychic tarot and crystal readings from the effects of the July eclipses. Those effects are going to last 6 months at least. Some of those readings, I picked up some of the predictions in them went out as far as a year. I used the Morgan Greer tarot deck, and I pulled 3 cards for what's going to be beginning for you, and 3 cards what the eclipses were going to end for you, and then I looked into the crystal as well. Those are very popular readings whenever I do the eclipse effects readings, so you might want to check them out. Also, I have the other link for my mid-year love and romance psychic tarot update, and those videos, that link is below this video in the Show More section in the description box. And I do love readings a couple times a year, and I did it in July. So if you missed it and you didn't get to see what love is going to be happening for you, just click below or go to my website and go to your sign under that heading, and it'll take you to Vimeo. Also, if you would like to get more psychic messages and predictions from my spirit guides through me that you're not going to see here on YouTube, you can follow me on social media at my 2 Facebook accounts, The Lucky Mermaid LLC, The Psychic Pastry Chef LLC, and also my Instagram account, The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel. I pull tarot cards, oracle cards, gemstone crystals. I look into my crystal, and these predictions, they're not just for one day. They could be for a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, 6 months out. I never know what they're going to say. So if you want to see, a lot of people like those messages. I hear about that all the time. They're like, wow, these really help, or that made sense. This is resonating. I totally get what you're saying. If you want to see if they make sense to you, you should check those out. And please be sure to watch my episodes of The Psychic Pastry Chef on this YouTube channel, where I take my 22 years of experience as a pastry chef and my 18 years of experience working professionally as a psychic, and I combine the 2 together in videos where I make desserts and cakes and pastries and show you how to make them and decorate them. I give you the ingredient list, the amounts of everything. You just follow along with what I do. And even if you don't want to make it, sometimes it's just fun to watch cooking videos, baking videos, but you get psychic predictions for each sign of the zodiac during the cooking show, during the baking. You're not going to see that anywhere else, at least as of yet. So I hope you'll check those out on my channel, and just know that I hope you have an absolutely awesome month of September, Aries, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.